What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my complete Artio guide. Artio is a level 320 solo wilderness boss, where defeating him with decent stats makes around 3 mil profit per hour. To be able to fight Artio, you need to have completed the Wilderness Medium Achievement Diary. Artio is weak to ranged and mage, and freezing him is essential in defeating him. It is a bear, meaning you can kill him on a bear slayer task from Turiel or Krystilia. You can also kill Artio on a Callisto slayer task, which is the multi-combat version of Artio. To fight effectively, these are the stats I recommend. You'll want at least 60 hit points to give yourself some room for getting damaged. If you're ranging, then at least 70 range is recommended, and 80 plus is even better. You'll need at least 79 magic to cast Ice Burst or Entangle, which is almost a requirement for fighting Artio. You should have at least 43 prayer as well for all of the protection prayers. So how do you get to Artio? Artio is located in Hunter's End in the wilderness, just northwest of the Ferox Enclave. A fast, low requirement method of getting there is using a Ring of Dueling or minigame teleport to the Ferox Enclave, then run northwest. The fastest way there is with a Karalanga teleport tablet or spell, and you just run west, although this does require Desert Treasure 1 completed. Another low requirement way there is by using a games necklace to the Corporal Beast and run west. Now let's talk about gear and inventory, starting with ranged, and the best weapons for rangers are the Webweaver bow, crossbow, bowfer with crystal, then crossbows. In your Webweaver or crossbow, I recommend adding 1300 Revenant Ether so that you're not risking too much. On the left side, I'm showing the absolute minimum ranged setup, and on the right is the max range setup off task without risking too much. With this setup, you'll need the protect item prayer on at all times. In order to freeze Artio effectively, you need above a +0 magic attack bonus. So to do that, you can wear swamp bark boots for a magic boost without really affecting your range bonus. For rangers, in your inventory, you'll want a range pot, stam, something to cure poison, some brews and restores, food, a teleport out of 30 wilderness, and some blighted ice or entangle sacks. A looting bag is also very helpful if you plan to stay for a long time. For magic, the best weapons to use are the Accursed Scepter, Thamaron Scepter, the Shadow, Sang, Tridents, and Warped Scepter. Once again, on the left I'm showing the minimum mage setup with a warped scepter, and on the right I'm showing the maximum mage setup without risking too much. For this setup, you will need protect item active. Now in terms of inventory for mages, if you're not using an imbued or saturated heart, you should use Forgotten Brews for magic boosting. You'll also need similar items to the range setup. Now I'll show you all of Artio's mechanics so you know how to avoid them. The first is his melee attack, which he will do if you're in melee distance. Protect from melee only reduces the damage by 50%, so it's strongly recommended to freeze and range or mage him. If you're out of melee distance, Artio will use a ranged attack. Praying ranged reduces the damage by 100%, so for most of the fight, you will be using protect from ranged. Throughout the fight, Artio launches a white projectile. You need to turn on Protect from Magic when Artio leans back to perform this attack. When you see Artio do a big roar, he breaks the freeze and you need to refreeze him. At 66% and 33% hit points, Artio spawns bear traps across the floor. Walking into one of these hits up to 15 damage and stuns you. Now I'll take you through a fight with Artio so you can see how it works. Upon finding an empty world and entering Artio's lair, the first thing I do is freeze Artio to avoid his melees. Then with Protect from Ranged active, I attack Artio, keeping an eye on his animations to wait for the magical attack. He unfreezes, so I refreeze him, then continue attacking with ranged. Eventually, Artio uses his magical knockback attack, so I switch to Protect from Magic, then back to Protect from ranged. Artio's most valuable drop is the Voidwaker hilt, currently going for 25 mil. There's a range of other valuable drops, like the Dragon Pickaxe, Tyrannical Ring, and more. Overall, you can expect to make 3 mil per hour at Artio, as long as you have decent stats and gear. Artio is in level 21 Wilderness, so this means you can teleport out of the area with a Royal Seed Pod or Dragonstone jewelry. With the Wilderness Player Alarms plugin, it's very easy to avoid PKers here since you can just teleport out. If a PKer does teleblock you, then your best bet is to run south, exit the cave, and continue running as far as possible. Anyways, that's my complete Artio guide for OSRS. If you learned something today, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more guides. Thanks for watching.